Alright everybody, in this video we're going to be talking about this question that Miss Cake 2 left me in a comment on YouTube. So she is stretching and exercising and feels like no matter how often she stretches, no matter what she does for exercise, she wakes up feeling stiff in the morning. What's the deal? How do you fix this? Let's talk about it. So first of all, Miss Cake 2, the first thing that you want to rule out, which it sounds like is not applicable to you, but for many people in certain segments of society, this is an issue. And the thing you want to rule out is whether or not you are exercising too much, right? So there are some people who will go to the gym every single day and they'll run like 6 miles or whatever, 10 miles on the treadmill, or maybe they really love running and they're running like 50 miles a day, whatever craziness that they're doing, or they're going to a CrossFit gym and they are doing hundreds and hundreds of reps of the same exercise every single week, and it's kind of crazy, and it's also very predictable that your body's going to feel kind of miserable because you're not getting adequate recovery time. There are maybe some elite level athletes and human freaks who are able to withstand really high intensity, high volume training for long periods of time, and also there are humans who use supplements to help them maintain that kind of schedule. But for those of us who have day jobs, have families, can't spend 5 hours a day in the gym, and also don't want to inject their butts with supplements, it's much more difficult to maintain really strenuous routines and to be super repetitive about what we're doing. So if you're somebody who's constantly doing the same exercises all the time, that's something you want to rule out. And definitely if you're using a high intensity or a lot of volume, like doing high reps or high weight, then that's something you want to look at, right? So a lot of people get stuck in this mentality, like if I just keep doing more, I'm going to get better. The problem is sometimes you keep doing more, you just get hurt. That's something I've had to learn over time, and I've definitely seen students of some of my programs, I've seen clients get into this mindset and they say like, oh, my shoulder hurts. I'm stretching, you know, I'm stretching all the time. I'm doing my stretches 4 or 5 days a week. But, you know, on my bench days, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my shoulder still hurts. And, you know, I'm only doing 80% of my maximum, so it really shouldn't be that big of a deal, right? So if you're somebody who's lifting weights and you're finding that your range of motion sucks or you're having joint pain, you have to recognize that you may need to cut that back because those repetitive heavy motions may be causing a muscle imbalance, or you just may have a very localized issue with some of the muscle fibers that you're constantly using. And just constantly using it is not a recipe for success in most cases. When you're 16 years old, it might be totally fine to just keep grinding away at it, but once you hit your mid-20s, your 30s, and you have a job, it starts becoming a lot more problematic. So the simple general solution here to discover whether or not you're overdoing certain exercises is to take a week off of whatever your normal training routine is. Maybe it just means taking the week off and doing some light alternative exercises. Maybe it means you take, a break completely, right? Maybe you just take a rest week and just see what happens. Does the tightness remain? So that is an option, and it will also help you uncover something, which is maybe if you're waking up feeling like you are stiff all the time, even though you stretch a lot, is your stiffness a result of a lack of activity? Okay, so you, on the one hand, could be, a power lifter or Olympic lifter who's maybe doing too much, not recovering enough. Or you could be on the flip side. You could be the office worker who's sitting in the chair all day, never works out, and always feels stiff and tight because your muscles are atrophying and they're begging you, absolutely begging you, to move, and they're begging you to train them. They're begging you to get out of your seat. They're begging you to go for a run. They're begging you to go lift some weights and pick up something heavy and maybe do something to build some muscle and maybe stop eating so many French fries, right? Your body has ways of asking you to do stuff, and a lot of times pain is the best motivator, and that's how a lot of you ended up watching my channel. If you do feel stiff and just in the morning, then I highly suggest that you check out the video that I'm going to link down below. It's a morning workout that's going to help your whole body get moving to feel looser, feel stronger, so that it's ready for the day. So if you are somebody who is not that active, who does not do a lot of exercise, who does not train much, and you feel tight all the time, then that is pointing at the possibility, the very likely probability, that you need to be doing more exercise. A third scenario that could lead you to feel tight in the morning, no matter what, is if you're stretching too much. If you're somebody who likes to do yoga a lot and you're like, yes, I love to relax and stretch my hamstrings and whatever, and you feel like you have amazing flexibility, but your hamstrings are still tight and you feel like all these, your shoulders feel tight, even though you can like tuck your arms behind your butt and do all kinds of things behind your neck or whatever, that's a sign that you may have overstretched, that you need more strength in your muscles, right? Similar to the office workers who are not doing anything at all. Now, if you feel very localized sense of tightness in a certain muscle, even though you're stretching it all the time, that's a really good sign that you actually need to be doing some strength work, teaching that muscle to strengthen, to contract against resistance so that it gets stronger in that lengthened position and also in that shortened position. The most stark example I saw of this was with a person who was a client at Upright Health who had really flexible hamstrings, super flexible hip muscles, and was basically able to like bring her leg like up to the side of her head, no problem, but was complaining that she felt stiff in her hamstrings. And that is a clear example that the hamstrings are weak. It's not that they're tight and short and need to be stretched more. They need more strength, they need more of that. So Miss Cake 2, if that's you, if you're super flexible, I don't know, but if that is you and you're not doing strength exercises to build up strength at length, then that's something you're going to want to look at. And finally, another question you want to ask yourself if you're waking up stiff in the morning is, what kind of exercise are you doing, right? If you are somebody who is active, you're pretty good at navigating the gym, or you have a garage gym, whatever it is, and you feel like, I exercise, I walk, or whatever, you want to analyze, you want to consider whether or not the exercise that you're doing is actually hitting enough of your body, if it's providing enough of a stimulus. So a lot of people get caught up in this idea like, oh, well, I walk, 20 miles a week, so that's probably fine, that keeps me fit. Look, walking is fine. It is a good thing to do. Humans are designed to walk, but walking is not the only thing. And golfing is not the only thing. Surfing is not the only thing. If you're only doing one exercise and you're expecting it to keep everything feeling good, you're going to be sorely disappointed. If you think that there's one sport or one activity that's going to just magically make sure you always stay in balance, that you always feel strong and good, then you're going to be sorely disappointed, because no activity is perfect. Humans need a whole lot of different activities besides just staring at phones and screens like this. Like, your body is designed for much more, and just walking from point A to point B in the context of a life where you spend 80% of your time sitting is just not going to be enough for most people. Now, before I summarize this whole video for you, I do want to say a huge thank you to Sharp Dance and to Karen Hoyt for their contributions to support the Upright Health channel. If you'd like to support this channel too, go ahead and click that thanks button down here on YouTube, or use the PayPal link that I've got down in the description box. And to Karen and Sharp Dance, huge thank you. I really appreciate your support. Oh, and also don't forget to check out the video that I'm linking down below and up here in the corner, so that you have a nice morning workout to get your body ready for the day. In summary, if you are waking up every morning feeling like you are constantly stiff, like no matter how much you exercise or stretch, things are just not getting better, then you want to look at your life, look at your workout routine, and make sure you're doing the right stuff. If you're constantly feeling tight, then you want to look at whether or not you're over-exercising, whether or not you're under-exercising, and whether or not you're choosing the right stretches and exercises for your body. If you are not strengthening things, that can often lead to the feeling that you are always tight. And if you are overworking and over strengthening certain muscles, you will also get that same feeling. Sometimes you need to mix things up, bring in new exercises, get new ideas so that you target new muscles that general activities like walking, golf, whatever sport, whatever it is, don't hit. Sometimes we need to be more particular and use more isolated, targeted exercises that hit weak muscles that like to hide and cause you to compensate and get all weird and off kilter. So I invite you to look very closely at what sensations you feel and where, and then see how you can target the muscles that are giving you the most problem. Do they need to be longer? Do they need to be stronger? Experiment and find what actually relieves the stiffness rather than continuing to do the same things in your life over and over again. I hope this made sense, and if it did, I hope you leave me a comment down below, and if it didn't, I also hope you leave me a comment down below, and maybe I'll be able to answer your comment and help you understand better, or maybe one of the other members of the Upright Health Armada who are watching this video will be able to answer your comment and question, and everyone can help each other out. Oh, and one more thing, if you'd like to support this channel, please use the thanks button that you'll find down below this video, or use the PayPal link, which I will drop down in the description box. Thanks so much. If you liked this video, click the like button and share this video with somebody you know who's waking up stiff and sore every morning. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos, and be sure to head to my website and check out my helpful links down in the description box. And as always, I hope you remember that pain sucks. Life shouldn't. I make a real